She is mentally unstable. Just drill the lock. I watched on my security monitor as my father handed a locksmith a forged court order declaring me insane. He was not trying to check on me. He, my mother, and my fugitive brother Jackson were breaking into my home to use it as a hideout from the FBI. They thought the house was empty. They did not know I was sitting 20 feet away, watching them commit a felony that would finally let me ruin them. Before I show you what happens when you trap 3 narcissists in a smart home designed to withstand a siege, tell me in the comments. What is the one line your family crossed that made you finally lock the door forever? I am reading every single one. The deadbolt surrendered with a heavy, mechanical click. On my screen, I watched the locksmith nod, accept a thick envelope of cash from my father, and walk back to his van without a second glance. He thought he was helping a worried father check on a sick daughter. He did not know he had just armed a live trap. As the van's taillights faded down the driveway, the front door swung open. My family stepped into the vestibule of my home, a place they had never been invited to. Bought with money they claimed I stole from the family pot. They did not look around in awe. They did not wipe their feet. They walked in like conquerors, claiming the spoils of war. Check the office first, Jackson barked, shaking snow off his coat. He looked haggard, his eyes darting around with the frantic energy of a man who knows he is running out of time. The hardware wallet has to be in the safe. Mom, you check the master bedroom. Look for flash drives, paper keys, anything. We cannot just tear the place apart, Jackson, my mother whispered, though she was already opening the coat closet. We have to make it look like she packed a bag and left. I sat in my chair, 20 feet away behind a reinforced wall, and felt a strange, cold calm wash over me. My name is Sapphire, and I am 28 years old. To my family, I was just the quiet, stingy sister who refused to help her brother out of a tough spot. They did not know that I am a high-end security architect. I do not build houses. I build panic rooms for billionaires who have enemies with armies. I design spaces that can withstand hurricanes, sieges, and chemical attacks. This manor, the monolith, was not just my home. It was my prototype. And they were the test subjects. I did not reach for a weapon. I did not scream. I simply tapped the red icon on my tablet labeled Storm Mode. The reaction was instantaneous. From the exterior walls, massive sheets of 3-inch ballistic steel slammed down over every window and door. The sound was like a thunderclap inside a cave. A sudden, violent thud that shook the floorboards. The heavy magnetic locks on the front door engaged with a mechanical hiss. The ambient light from the snow outside was cut off instantly, plunging the vestibule into the dim red glow of the emergency backup lights. My mother screamed. Ronald spun around, grabbing the door handle, pulling uselessly against a lock designed to hold back a battering ram. What the hell was that? Jackson yelled, spinning in circles. The power? Is it the power? I leaned into my microphone. My voice modulated to sound detached, metallic, and absolutely terrifying over the hidden speakers. You have entered a secure facility, I said. Lockdown initiated. External exits are sealed. You have 60 seconds to explain why I should not vent the oxygen from this sector. It was a bluff. I could not actually vent the oxygen, but they did not know that. They only knew they were trapped in a concrete box that had just eaten them alive. Sapphire? My father yelled at the ceiling, his face pale in the red light. Sapphire, open this door. It is us. Stop playing games. Time is ticking. I replied. That was when Jackson snapped. He did not plead. He did not apologize. He reached into his waistband and pulled out a handgun, leveling it at the reinforced glass of the interior door. The panic was instant, violent, and exactly what I expected. Open this door. We are your parents. My father's fist hammered against the reinforced glass of the interior door. He was not scared yet. He was offended. To Ronald, the idea that I, his quiet ATM of a daughter, would physically trap him was a glitch in the universe. Beside him, Jackson was pacing like a caged wolf, the gun still in his hand, his eyes scanning the steel shutters for a weakness that did not exist. We are doing this for the family, my father screamed, his voice distorting over the speakers. Your brother is in trouble. We have to protect him. I watched them on the monitor and felt absolutely nothing. To understand why I did not flinch, you have to understand the math of my childhood. Jackson was the asset. I was the liability. When Jackson became the CFO of a mid-sized logistics firm at 26, my parents acted like they had won the lottery. They refinanced their home to fund his lifestyle. They co-signed his loans. They ignored the red flags when he started buying boats he could not dock and cars he could not drive. When the SEC indictment came down for wire fraud and embezzlement 6 months ago, they did not blame him. They blamed the system. They drained their retirement accounts to pay his bail. They became homeless to keep him out of prison. And where was I? I was the insurance policy they forgot to pay premiums on. How did you even know we were coming? Jackson yelled, kicking a heavy oak bench I had placed in the entryway. Who told you? Did you hack my phone? I pressed the talk button. I did not hack anything, Jackson. You drove here in Mom's Lexus. He froze. I pay the lease on that car, I said, my voice crisp and level. I pay the insurance. I have the dealership app on my phone. I watched your little blue dot drive 400 miles north. I knew you were coming before you even hit the state line. My mother looked up at the camera, her face wet with tears that stopped looking real years ago. Sapphire, please. We have nowhere else to go. The police are looking for him. If they catch him, he goes away for 20 years. You have this massive house. You have room. You have money. Why are you being so cruel? Cruel? I repeated. Cruel is stealing my identity when I was 18 to open credit cards for Jackson. Cruel is calling me selfish for refusing to liquidate my 401k to pay his legal fees. This is not cruelty, Mom. This is containment. It is all family money, Ronald roared, slamming his hand against the wall. You think you earned this? You think you are special? You are just a glorified contractor. This house belongs to us because we made you. There it was. The truth. They did not see a daughter. They saw a rogue asset that needed to be repossessed. They genuinely believed that my success was theft from their potential retirement. I looked at the climate control panel on my desk. The vestibule was currently a comfortable 70 degrees. You have 45 seconds left to confess, I said. Go to hell, Jackson spat. I reached out and spun the digital dial for Zone 1, the vestibule. I did not vent the oxygen, but I did kill the heat. And then, I engaged the rapid cycle exhaust fans designed to clear smoke. Instantly, the vents in the vestibule roared to life, sucking the warm air out and pulling the freezing mountain air in. It was 10 degrees below zero outside. Within minutes, that concrete box would feel like a meat locker. Check the temperature, I said. It is going to get cold. The temperature dropped 10 degrees in under a minute. My mother stopped shivering and started shaking, her breath puffing out in white clouds that vanished into the exhaust vents. The cold was not just physical. It stripped away the last veneer of worried parents. You selfish, hateful girl, Brenda screamed, pressing her face against the glass. The condensation from her breath froze instantly. Your brother is freezing. He is being persecuted by the government, and you are sitting there in a warm castle, hoarding wealth you do not deserve. Persecuted? I asked calmly. He embezzled $4 million from a pension fund, Mom. He bought a yacht he could not sail while pensioners lost their savings. He made mistakes, she shrieked. He has potential. You are just lucky. You always were. You think you are better than us because you can code? You are nothing without this family. Ronald stepped forward, pushing Brenda aside. He held the clipboard up to the glass. It was not just an emergency guardianship order. Beneath that was a second document. Thick with legal jargon I recognized immediately. A durable power of attorney. You want to know why we are here? Ronald's voice was steady, terrifyingly rational. We are not just hiding Jackson. We are fixing the mistake you made. What mistake? Hoarding this. He gestured to the manor walls. This house is worth $1.5 million. Jackson's debt is $200,000. Do the math, Sapphire. You have assets you are not using. You are sitting on a gold mine while your brother drowns. We tried to ask nicely. Now, we are doing what needs to be done. He tapped the glass with the clipboard. We are committing you, Sapphire. Involuntary psychiatric hold. 72 hours. While you are sedated, I use this power of attorney to sign a bridge loan against the property. We pay off Jackson's debts, get him out of the country, and by the time you get out of the nut house, the money is gone. You keep the house, we get the cash. Everyone wins. I stared at him. And for a second, the breath left my lungs. It was not a crime of passion. It was a financial assassination. They had planned to lock me in a padded room, drug me into compliance, and leverage my hard-earned sanctuary to bail out their golden child. Cognitive dissonance. The term flashed in my mind like a neon sign. I realized then that they did not see themselves as villains. In their twisted internal narrative, they were the heroes. To them, I was not a person. I was a rogue asset. My success was a glitch in their system because it was not benefiting them. They did not believe they were stealing my money. They believed they were reallocating family resources that I had selfishly misappropriated by keeping them. They felt entitled to my life because they believed they created it. You are insane, I whispered, though the microphone did not pick it up. Give me the wallet, Jackson roared, slamming the butt of his gun against the steel shutter. The ledger. I know you have crypto. I saw your tax returns in Dad's email. Give me the seed phrase or I swear to God. Sapphire, I will start breaking things until this house comes down on top of us. You want the wallet? I asked. It is in the library. But you cannot get to the library, Jackson. You are in a box. Then unlock the door. I cannot, I lied. The system is in lockdown. But maybe we can make a deal. What deal? Ronald asked, his eyes narrowing. I need leverage, I said. You want the money? I want insurance. I paused, letting the cold air bite into them for a few more seconds. Jackson. Your phone does not work in there, does it? He checked his screen. No service. What did you do? It is not what I did, I said. It is what the house is doing. You are standing inside a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage? Jackson repeated. The gun lowered slightly as he pulled his phone back out, tapping the screen frantically. What are you talking about? Look at your bars, Jackson, I said, my voice calm over the speakers. Copper mesh built into the drywall. Conductive coating on the glass. This house absorbs electromagnetic radiation. No cellular, no Wi-Fi, no GPS out. You cannot call your fixer. You cannot transfer funds. You are electronically non-existent. He held the phone up to the glass, desperate for a single bar of LTE. Nothing. He paced the small enclosure, spinning in circles. The reality of his isolation was setting in. He was not just trapped physically. He was cut off from the digital lifeline he needed to disappear. Open the door, he screamed, his voice cracking. I need to make a call. I have a window to move the assets before the feds freeze the accounts. I told you, the system is locked down, I said. But I can manually override the vestibule seal. If you give me what I want. Ronald stepped up to the glass, shivering violently. What do you want, Sapphire? Money? We can split it. We get Jackson out, we sell the house, you get 30%. That is fair. That is more than fair. I stared at him. He was bargaining with my own property. I do not want money, I said. I want the truth. I want a confession. Confession? Brenda's teeth chattered. I want you to tell me exactly how you forged that power of attorney, I said. And Jackson, I want to know about the wire fraud. The shell companies. The exact amounts. You speak clearly into the intercom. And when I am satisfied, I lift the shutters. You think I am stupid? Jackson spat. You are recording this. The house has no signal, remember? I bluffed. I cannot stream this to the cloud. I just want to know why. I want to know why I was not enough. Call it closure. It was a risky lie, but narcissists always believe they can outsmart you. They believe everyone else is as desperate as they are. Jackson looked at Ronald. Ronald looked at the shivering, miserable figure of his wife. The cold was winning. The desperation was winning. It was Dad's idea, Jackson blurted out. Jackson! Ronald shouted. Shut up, old man. We are freezing to death. Jackson turned to the intercom grid on the wall. He found the notary. Some guy he used to drink with. They backdated the signature to last month. The medical report, Mom stole a pad from the dental office she used to work at. She forged the doctor's signature. Is that true, Mom? I asked. Brenda sobbed, nodding. We had to save him. And the money, Jackson? 4.2 million, Jackson said, the words tumbling out fast now, fueled by adrenaline and the promise of escape. I funneled it through a shell corp in the Caymans. But I lost the keys to the main wallet when the feds raided my condo. That is why I need yours. Your hardware wallet. I can use your clean crypto to wash the rest. Just open the door. Sapphire. I told you everything. The audio levels spiked on my monitor. The basement server, hardwired and off-grid, captured every word in lossless quality. I did not need the cloud. A local drive was burning their freedom onto solid-state memory. You forged a medical diagnosis, I said flatly. You were going to have me committed. We were trying to get you out. Ronald pleaded. A week. Just a week. No, I said. You wouldn't have. I saved the file and named it Evidence 1. Confession. Wave. Thank you. I added. That was illuminating. Open the door, Jackson screamed. You promised. I said I might. I corrected. I changed my mind. His face twisted as he understood. I was no longer the pliable sister. I was the wall. And trapped animals stop looking for exits and start looking for ways to hurt what holds them. His eyes dropped to the blinking hub near the floor, the hard line for the smart home system. He smiled. Ugly. Deliberate. I did not hesitate. I dragged the file into the U.S. Marshall tip line. My satellite link cut through encryption. Upload complete. Sent. I exhaled for the first time in years. The evidence was federal. The trap had worked. Then Jackson moved. He smashed the server hub with an iron umbrella stand. Metal and circuitry shattered. My monitors flashed green and went black. Signal lost. System offline. I was blind. Sapphire? My mother's voice crackled faintly. I switched to the analog backup low fidelity, but alive. Static hissed in my ears. I heard heavy breathing. My father crying. Then a sound that froze my blood. Glug. 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 Vodka. Poured onto stone. That's the alcohol, my mother screamed. If I can't have it, Jackson said calmly. No one does. I smelled it even from afar. Alcohol. Maybe lighter fluid. Rugs, drapes. Open the door, he shouted. Or I burn it down with us inside. This wasn't a bluff. Fire in a sealed concrete box meant death, smoke, heat, suppression gas. He was betting I wouldn't let them die. A lighter flicked. Once. Twice. The smoke alarms screamed. I checked the perimeter app. 6 seismic signatures stacked outside the vestibule. The U.S. Marshals were already here. I had seconds. Either keep the shutters sealed and let the house kill them, or open the door. You want out, Jackson? I whispered. Fine. I flipped the manual override. The shutters groaned open. Cold air rushed in. Jackson burst out first. Smoke wrapped around him. Lighter in one hand, gun in the other. Already believing he'd won. Federal agents! Drop the weapon! Floodlights ignited. White. Blinding. He froze. A tactical officer tackled him into the snow. The gun skidded away. The lighter died with a hiss. My parents crawled out behind him, gray and shaking. The red dots collapsed into one. Threat neutralized. Later, as the sirens faded and snow fell again, I stood in the doorway and watched the convoy disappear. The house stood untouched. The past did not. My phone buzzed. Lease transfer complete. Donation confirmed. The Lexus was gone. So was the bill. I closed the door. Clang. Click. Not a prison. A vault. I sat back at my console, staring at the file on my screen. Evidence. 1. Confession. Wave. I owed them nothing, but they left me the truth recorded in perfect clarity.